All right, I'm back because I was just streaming for a good 12 minutes with no sound, and I'm just that person. Apparently, I'm the person who starts their streams with no sound. That's different. Yeah, I'm different. All right, so what I was talking about before was pretty much how life purpose. We were talking about life purpose and how to find your life purpose. I started off with my journey of trying to find my life purpose by figuring out what I wanted out of life, right? So when I was younger, I worked a lot of different types of jobs. I worked in offices, um I worked in food, I worked in durable medical equipment. I worked in so many different types of jobs. And while I was at those jobs, I always felt like I had the ability to be in a position higher than what I was. But because I wasn't somebody who went to school at that time, I didn't have the skills that people supposedly needed for me to be in that position. I wasn't able to get that title. So I said to myself, I want to be something more in my life. I want to have something greater for myself. So I said, okay, what do I want to do? What do I think is great for me? And at this point in time, it was during the pandemic and everybody was starting businesses. So I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sell lashes. So I'm thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to sell lashes. I sell lashes. I was doing good, you know? It was cute. It was a little cute gig, but to me, I want to be a millionaire. I want to be a millionaire. I want to be a billionaire in the future or now. I want to be a millionaire and a billionaire. So I had to think about these things differently. I had to think, wait a minute. Selling lashes is not going to get me to be a billionaire or a millionaire or even 100,000aire. Like, you know how many lashes you would have to sell and how much upcharge you would have to sell it for? It doesn't work. So in my head I said, okay, what do you do instead? How do you become somebody who can be the person that people come to for the lashes? If that's the case, because you need more ways to make money out of the situation. So I say, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to aesthetic school, because if I go to aesthetic school, I can do lash extensions and I can sell lashes. That doesn't sound like a bad idea. It doesn't sound like a bad plan, right? However, when I got to aesthetic school, I found out that I did not like doing lashes. I literally tried to learn how to do lashes. I can do them. I just don't like doing them. I actually hate doing it. I despise doing lashes because it's so tedious. It's so, and I'm like, I have ADHD. I got a lot of energy in me. I cannot be in any type of situation where I have to be a perfectionist, because if not, it's like I can do this, but I don't want to. It's gonna take me too much time. It's not feeding me. It's not feeding my soul. It was really stealing my source energy from me. So I was like, okay, I don't like doing lashes. But what I did find out was that I like doing facials. Facials. I loved doing facials. So I was like, perfect. This is actually a better thing for me to do because I can make more money out of it. In my head, I'm thinking money, 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 money. And that's what the problem when it comes to purpose is. You can't think money, money, money when you're thinking purpose, because your purpose is going to get you money, but it's not about finding something so you can get your purpose. It's the other way around. You find your purpose and then everything else comes after. So I decided that I'm going to start my own business. But at this time, I was also going through difficulties with my living situation, because where I was staying at with family, it wasn't right for me. I literally was going insane because of the living circumstances. So I was like, let me get out of here. So I had to go to the hospital. I went to the hospital and I told them that I had no place to go. And they put me in a hotel for the night. The next day, I went to the DTA office, which is like the Department of Transitional Assistance. I live in Massachusetts. And they put me in the shelter the next day. Mind you, I have been calling shelters over and over and over and over and over again for months so that I can get into a shelter. And they were like, we're full, we're full, we're full. But I went to the hospital that one day and they immediately placed me. So that's why I was like, there are loopholes to things that people don't know. It's just they're keeping it on the hush. But at this time, I ended up getting into the shelter. But I'm like, I didn't want to accept the fact that I was in a shelter, because honestly, me being in that state, it just didn't feel like me. It felt like I was being put in punishment. I felt like I was putting in timeout. So I was like, how am I going to get out of this situation with my head held high, with me fighting and kicking and making money out of the situation, still thinking about money. So I go and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try to be an esthetician somewhere. But I couldn't find any businesses that were hiring estheticians that wanted to employ them. So I ended up finding this salon that actually was looking for an esthetician who was having their own business. So I was like, cool, I'll start my own business for this. So I got into the salon suite and I ended up going out. I would make YouTube videos. I was over there handing out business cards to people. I would walk down the street, meet people. That's how I got a lot of my clients, by going out and meeting people, shaking their hands in person. It's the personality that gets you sometimes. So I actually did that, and I recognized while I was there that I had more fun talking to my clients than I actually had fun doing the services for them. Even though the facials was nice, because I like for people to feel like, oh, I look good after. Like, it's something that I could add my own mix to. But like when it came to things like eyelashes and stuff like that and waxing, I was not liking that. It was just like, this feels a little bit too transactional for me. So after I did that, I was like, okay. I recognized that, one, also the circumstances at the salon that I was at did not suit what I was trying to cultivate, because I don't know if you guys recognize, but I'm low-key like, yeah, I might not have as much like, I'm not a perfectionist, but I am quite the little bougie person. Like, I like things to be luxurious, and when I picture things, I want it to at least give some type of luxury. And in my head, I'm thinking, if I have a salon, people are gonna be coming in, getting champagne, they're gonna be doing this bougie. This is really what I'm thinking. And like, the experience, just for me, because I wasn't able to build what I wanted, it didn't like hit the same way as what I wanted it to do. So I was like, you know what, I'm not really feeling this. And they were constantly talking about how they were talking about people like around us, like outside. They would be talking bad about people, and my clients would be sitting there in the bed, like hearing them cuss and hearing them just talking bad about people. And it's just like, I hope you guys don't think that I'm with them. I'm not with them. And it's like, I don't have anything against them, but I'm not also getting in on that to talk about people, because at the end of the day, I'm the type of person, like, if I see somebody I'm the type of person now. This came with growth, because I wasn't always like this. But the type of person I am now, instead of talking bad about somebody, I would rather help them out. And people are not like that. They would rather talk bad about people in the position that they're in, and instead of showing them how to get out of it so that they can better themselves. So that just didn't sit right with me. And also, the room was so hot that the clients were just like sweating beat. Like, oh my God. I was like, how am I supposed to provide a relaxing experience when you're so hot and you can't even like lay down and be comfortable? And in addition to that, it was like always something with the rent. And I'm not gonna lie, I literally, before, I was paying them the rent, but I would be like maybe a few days late. And there was one time that they tried to say I didn't pay, and I was like, oh no, don't try to play me, because you could catch me on that camera. I walked behind there, I filled out the thing, I did everything, and I put it in there. So I was like, yeah, don't put me. And at that point, I already knew the relationship was about to be severed, because I was like, yeah, they're trying to accuse me of this. I could see them trying to get me out of here. And it's okay, because I was like, I needed to get out of there anyway, because it just wasn't the right fit. So I ended up leaving that. And with that, I took that as a good experience, because it gave me the confidence that I needed to, in order for me to go out and pursue something else for my future, pursue something that's actually going to make me happy. And so after that, I ended up going back. I ended up getting a job at a car dealership. So when I worked at this car dealership, it gave me some sales experience. So I never worked in a place where I had to sell things to people that were high ticket items. But in this place, I was able to do that. And that's something that I was able to like get good at. And that's the reason why I ended up was like, you know what? I just can't do this. I need to find something that works for me, because I'm doing all of this hard work. I'm putting all my effort into making other people rich. And look at what I'm doing for myself. I'm struggling. I'm stressed out. I got a headache every day. Like, I had to get myself out of that situation. So I decided to take a few steps back. I decided that, you know what? It's okay. It doesn't matter what people think about me. It doesn't matter what people are going to look at me like, because I know within myself, I was really like, I can't work any type of job like that. Like, I mean, work at office, like, I felt like I need to be sitting down and doing something relaxing. But it was like, you know what? Right now, I need to focus on having the space to actually build something for myself in order for me to build something for myself. So I took a few steps back, and I ended up going to one of my old jobs that I used to work at that was like a pizza place. And that's something I can easily do, cashiering. And it also gave me time so that I can spend with my daughter. That was the most important thing to me at that time, was because I felt like working at those other jobs, I was taking so much time out of the time that I was spending with my daughter. Like every time I would get home, I would be so tired. And it's like I wanted to have that energy that I can actually feed into my daughter to help her grow, to help her be able to express her emotions, to make sure that she's not feeling like she's being neglected. I wanted my daughter to feel like, hey, I'm your friend. I'm here. We're besties. Like, we're here together. So I definitely did that so that I can go back and, work on myself. And while I had that space and that time to work on myself, I was actually able to heal myself and actually be able to figure out what I wanted in my own life, what made me happy. And I recognized that what made me happy is to make other people happy. And I'm like, okay, but what kind of job can I get with that? It's not about what kind of job, it's about what your purpose is. And that's why we're talking about what your purpose is today. Sometimes people's purpose doesn't have a job, it doesn't have a description, but you can make it so that it's your niche of your life that you can monetize and make money off of. So when I first decided to get into this, I was already into my spirituality. I was in my spiritual journey, especially as I was getting out of the shelter. I was super spiritual at that time. So I was looking, I was thinking, I was like, okay, what is my purpose? And I did some research. I went on YouTube. I watched TED Talks about people speaking about purpose. In addition to that, I went online and I did my life path number. So if you look up what your life path number is, it'll tell you that it's calculated from your date of birth and it represents the core lesson, direction, and purpose of your life. So you would use your date of birth and it'll tell you what path would put you in the direction where you would be, most happy and most successful, right? So they have a bunch of life path numbers. I'm going to go through a bunch of them actually. I'm going to go through them all. So they have a life path number 1. So a life path number 1, people who are born with a life path number 1 are on a lifelong mission to exert their independence, step into their personal power. They carry a natural air for authority as a leader who likes to be the first to try something new. A desire for manifestation keeps them moving forward and improving. People with a numerology life path 1 are born to act quickly and have no problem changing course and are starting down a new path. A secret fear of failure makes them ultra driven in every endeavor because they pursue and will often make them victorious. As soon as one line is finished, they are already running towards the next. A feeling of isolation may follow people on this life path, but it's also what helps them progress. Cooperating with other people in romantic relationships and teamwork settings can be difficult for number 1 life path people who prefer to go their own way. They don't identify much with others' pursuits and only feel free when they are unattached. A thriving love life is not usually one of their goals. The life path number 1 in numerology likes to move quickly. This can come across as an impatience, short-sightedness to others. However, it's this trait that makes people with a life path 1 early birds who are the first to take advantage of new opportunities, the first to reap the rewards, while other people are weighing their options, making long-term plans. Those with the life path 1 are already in motion, confident they can make things up as they go. So these things like this is like you can fit into these different groups and it'll help you say, okay, what about yourself is going to bring you over here? So I'm going to do a little exercise with you. My life path number. All right. So I'm gonna go. You can do this through websites. You can go through this through Google. Just put in my birthday is blah 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 blah. What is my life path number? Boom. So now it comes up. It's taking a sweet time, but it's gonna happen. So it says my life path number is a number 5. It means that I crave variety, adventure, and freedom. I'm naturally curious about the world and dislike feeling tied down or restricted by rigid routines. I'm adaptable and versatile. I'm quick thinking, highly adaptable, able to handle unexpected changes and challenges with ease, curious and sociable. You enjoy interacting with different people, exploring new ideas, and experiencing diverse cultures. You see, and this is literally all of the things that make up who I am. Like I can tell you for a fact, all of that stuff is true. I cannot stand having to be in a rigid, formal type of society. Like, I hate the fact that when you're in school, right? I'm in school. Excuse me. So I'm in school, and sometimes they will have projects where you have to be creative. But it's really a trick because they're saying be creative, but they're not really meaning being creative. They're saying be creative, but actually just use the words that we gave you and just mix it up. Like, that's what they really want. They don't want you to use your own brain to think. And I use my own mind. Like, I'm a free thinker. I'm a free spirit. And I don't let people's opinions or what I've already read challenge what my opinions, or not my opinions, but what my morals and my values and the things that I've already learned are. I know how to connect things that I've already learned to other things. So it's like, I'll take an idea that I learned from this area and be like, okay, well, yeah, I understand that this is like this because I understand this and this. It's like, I take more than what's right in front of me and I put that out into my work. And that's not something that everybody looks towards. They sometimes want you to just be specific to what they said. And then, so with me finding out that information, it helped me understand, one, who I am naturally. I understand, okay, I am not like those other people. I am myself. And that's the reason why I act like this. And I shouldn't try to make myself fit in with anything that doesn't naturally fit with who I am. Any type of situation that's going to take away like that type of energy from me is going to put me in this space where I feel like I have to be closed into a box, where I feel like I have to be restricted. Then those are the type of spaces that I try to free myself from. Those are the type of spaces that I get away from because I don't like to feel trapped. I don't like to feel like I'm stuck in any position that I don't want to be in, or stuck anywhere that I don't want to be. And then, in addition to me looking up my life path number, I looked up my expression number. Okay, so when you look up your expression number, this really tells you which direction you can niche your life to. So, expression. Your expression number, I'm pretty sure it's your date of birth and your birthday. I'm sorry, your date of birth and your birthday time and your name. So it needs my full name, and give them whatever information they ask you. But it says my full name, and I'm just gonna put my date of birth in the time. All right, so as it pops up for my expression number, it says that my expression number is 7. So my expression number represents a seeker, a thinker, an investigator. So it says that I'm highly analytical, intuitive, and possess a deep inner wisdom. I'm naturally drawn to uncovering truth, studying complex subjects, and understanding the mysteries of life. I work best when I have independence and time for quiet reflection, rather than being forced in overly superficial environments. AKA, I hate fakeness. I hate the fake. Things that are not real to me, they honestly just don't make sense to me. It's like when people are in charge and they don't do their job. That don't make sense to me. So I naturally wouldn't follow that person because you don't know how to do what you're doing. So why do you think I'm going to follow you? Right. Oh, and then they also have a soul urge number. Your soul urge number comes from the number of numerical values of only vowels in your name. So my soul urge number was actually 8. So at my core, I desire autonomy, financial security, the ability to build and manage something substantial, and then the executive and I have the executive capabilities and want to leave a lasting, tangible impact on the world. And you literally, I'm telling you, look at my life right now. Go on my social medias. Go on KASTHEBESTIE.com. Go to everything. You will literally see. I've actually never looked at my soul urge number, but that tells you exactly who I am as a person. So when you look at your own information, it helps you break down who you are. outside of what the world told you were supposed to be, outside of what the world showed you were supposed to be. It says my birthday number is 8. So the number 8, it gives me a natural leadership, a resilience, business acumen, and authoritative resilience. And I'm fully capable of overcoming obstacles to achieve success. And then also your birth time, it adds, so it says it adds an energy, hold on. The birth time carries the energy of 3, 1, and 5. So it says that number 1 energy adds an extra layer of independence, pioneering spirit, and self-reliance to your afternoon birth, enhancing your capacity to stand out as an individual and take charge of your own destiny. And as you see, that's what I do. I help other people take charge of their destiny as well, because your future is all depending on what moves you make in your own life. So if you go out and you start doing things that are going to be conducive for building the future that you want, you will get it. It's just you have to have the faith that it's going to happen and never change what your manifestations are. You know, if you pray for something today, you say, God, please send me somebody who can help me be there for me in my time of need. And then somebody comes to you and they're there for you in your time of need, but you don't recognize it because you've never experienced it. It's not something that you can conceptualize for yourself. So you might see it as something that's not what it's supposed to be. You might see it as too good to be true. And those are the things that it's easier for us to pay attention when we're recognizing that, you know, sometimes we can mess up our own manifestations by not being able to recognize them. So when you understand who you are, it makes it easier to recognize what manifestations are truly yours, what people are supposed to truly be in your life, people who truly care about you, the people who truly show up for you. Your purpose is bigger than what anybody ever could have thought, but it's just you have to be the one to recognize it. Nobody else is going to say, hey, I know your purpose is meant to be something, unless it's your parents, and your parents should really be the ones to do that. And if they're not, then it has to be you. If people around you are not being able to cultivate that experience, not helping you figure out the things that you need so that you can build yourself to be the person you need to be, it's going to be up to you, for you to take control, for you to take the wheel, for you to be the one who says, you know what, I don't want this in my life. This is actually what I want. And I'm going to change my life for the better just so that I can overcome and I can achieve the things that I truly want. I'm not settling for less. I'm going to get it no matter what. You have to be able to feel like, hey, I don't care if it takes me 50 years, but I'm getting it done. I say it all the time. There's so many different people in the world who have achieved things at later ages in their lives. I've talked about it before. Samuel L. Jackson, he became an actor while he was already in his like 40s, 50s. And he was doing drugs before that. He was doing drugs from the majority of his beginning of his life. So it's like he stopped doing that and he went over and he actually found what his purpose was. He found what was good for him, what worked for him. Him expressing his self-work for him, and he was able to go into that lane for himself. Just like I spoke about Vera Wang. Vera Wang, she also had to do the same thing. She wasn't making dresses, or she wasn't making clothes before. It wasn't until she was in her 40s that she actually started making clothes too. So it's like you have to think about it. It's all about when you decide that you want to make that change. It's all about when you decide, okay, this is not working out. And you can literally pay attention to all the things that you've done in your life and be like, you know what? All of this together, if you mix it in a pot, it would make this. And that shows how good I would be at that. Like, for example, right? You want to think about all of the qualities that it takes for you to become said thing in your purpose. So once you find your purpose and you figure out, okay, this is what the gist is, you figure out what qualities that you have already that make your purpose work. Like, what qualities are naturally in you that indicate that this would be your purpose, and work on those qualities. Work on yourself. Work on you being a good communicator. Work on you being emotionally intelligent. You work on detachment. Work on understanding that you will fail, but you will also win too. Like, failing is just a natural response to trying to win. If you don't try to win, then you will never, I'm sorry, if you don't try to win, then failing is never going to be an option anyway, because winning is never going to be an option either. So you got to try to do what you want for your life, do what's best for you, no matter what, because the world will literally stop you from doing what's necessary for you so that they can benefit off of your energy. And what if your energy is meant for so much more? What if you could be somebody who can build something that the world's never seen, but we would never know that, because the moment that people go down into the world, they're getting sucked in different direction. They're getting taken by other people. They're getting forced in directions that are not going to put them in a area that they want to be in. It's like you have so many people that you can see in your life that show you things that they've done going forward, how they move forward. And yes, if that's something that you're interested in, if you're a similar person to them, then yes, that path would work for you. But if it's not a path that works for you, then you're just going to be taking yourself farther from who you are. You know, in all of these movies that they talk about, oh yeah, you have to remember yourself. Remember the truth. Remember where you came from. The truth is inside of you. Those are all true. It's not fake. It's like they don't want you to recognize that what you built outside yourself is not you. It's what you are in the inside. It's who you are from within. So if you pay attention to who you truly are on the inside, then you'll be able to unlock the things that were kept from you. The things that, okay, maybe I could achieve this, but if I never would have recognized that within myself I have this energy that I actually can do this, I would have never even went that direction. I would have never even thought about it. And also, it's like sometimes we dream when we're younger. We have to think about the dreams that we had when we were a kid, the dreams that we used to have when we were a teenager, things that we wanted to do. And even if you're a teenager in this very moment, the things that you say, I want to do this, I want you to do it. I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart, you can get it done. You just need to make sure you build your skills. And I'm not talking about just, oh yeah, if you want to be a singer, just learn how to sing. No, it comes with a lot. You have to be able to build up your breath work. You have to build up your talent. You got to build up your luck. You have to build up your discipline. You have to build up the fact that you need to know that your purpose is more worth it than anything else in the world. Because when you have faith in yourself like that, that's how you get further. When you don't have faith in yourself, that's how you stay inside of the same place that other people want you to stay in. You only have as much faith in you only have as much faith as you give yourself. If you are waiting for somebody else to provide that faith for you, to provide that support, to provide that motivation, then you're going to be forever stuck. I'm telling you right now, you have to build that faith and that solidarity within yourself. Keep yourself structured. Keep yourself structured. Make sure that you are understanding what's best for you, what's going to help you truly build yourself, what's going to help you truly get there. You want to get to where you want to get to, you got to work on it. And life is not always easy. What's going on here? Let's go down here. Clear my throat chakra, please. But yeah, life is not always easy. Life can get difficult, but it's all in how you decide to move with it. You can't let life play you, especially when everybody else out there is already playing. You're just going to get sucked up into people's games. You got to let people know, like, you're not playing a game. This is your life. This is real life. This is what you're doing. This is your one chance in this reality right now for you to experience what you want to experience in life, and you're not going to waste it on anything or anybody. It comes with you putting that effort into yourself, loving yourself. When you love yourself more than anybody, I'm talking about more than anybody, then you put yourself on that pedestal. It's like, oh yeah, I know that I deserve to have this in my life. And if you cannot give me that, or you can't even give that to yourself, why would I expect that you're going to have a fun time trying to be in my existence? Your existence has to be able to naturally coincide with somebody else's. And if not, they're just going to suck you up. They're going to suck you up and spit you out. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys too. I've been doing some art. If you guys want to watch the full video of me like going through the whole process, because I just started picking this hobby up, because I used to do a lot of creative stuff and I used to do a lot of expression, but I stopped because as you get into being an adult, it's like that stuff, you don't have time for that. You don't have time to just be chilling, relaxing, do things that make you feel good, because you have to focus on paying your bills. You got to focus on taking care of your kids if you have them. It's like you have to make sure you're paying attention to the things that are important, but you are also important too. Who you are is naturally important as well. But I'm going to show you guys my little arts that I've been doing. I have another one somewhere else, but I'm really not gonna go get that right now. I don't feel like getting up. I'm sorry. You can go and catch it on YouTube though. On YouTube, I got the full video, and you'll be able to watch me going to get the supplies, and you'll be able to watch me going and painting and going to these places. You know, it's a long video. It's a really good video too. Okay, it's relaxing. So if you want to just watch it to relax and do your own thing, you can do that too. All right. So here's one of the pictures that I made. To me, it was just like, you know how like when you're in love with somebody, if you've been in love with somebody before, it's like you're stuck in your own world. It's like you're in your own vibe, you're in your own aura. And it's like, this is so much happiness, so much sunshine, so much, you know, we're separated from everybody else. We're disconnected from what everybody else is doing. And we're just together. We're just in love. Her hair is blowing in the wind. It got the glitter on it. It's just so beautiful. It reminds me of just like good energy, good vibes, good emotion being demonstrated. I even put a heart in the middle. Wait, can you see? Yeah, I put a heart in between their hands. Wait, right there. Put a heart right there. And then I also did this one. This one I made for my friend who's getting married. Yeah, so this painting, honestly, it just reminded me of, like, you know how like when you're out in the ocean and it's just like the waves are going, everything's moving, everything's flowing, and it's just like with life. Everything is always flowing around you. But when you take the time to actually recognize like who you are within yourself, you shine, you glisten, you sparkle, you see all the beauty that's actually within you. You see all the texture that comes with just being yourself. And in the middle of this, it's like, it's all a heart. And because it's like, you know, the pure love that's within yourself that you exert outside. And I feel like that about my friend too. Like she's one of those people who, she's very loving, she's very caring, and she has that heart within her. So I love that energy. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys this because I worked hard on this. And it was very messy. It was very messy. And the other one I'm going to show you, this one is, I'm going to tell you guys, I'm not an artist. I'm not somebody who paints. I'm just an artist who, I like to create things. And I really don't care how anybody feels about it because it's my art. So you don't have to like it, but I love it. So this right here is a butterfly. And I actually made this off of the other one. So the first one, this one, had so much paint on the background. It had so much paint in the background that it was leaking. And I was like, you know what? I have to stop the leaking somehow. So I squished two of the canvases together. And it made this background. I was like, that's so cute. And then I ended up making this butterfly. It's so cute. Actually, my favorite part is that blue up there. I don't know why, but it just looks so, like, that is so beautiful. Wow. It's the colors for me. It's the colors for me. And yes, I might not be Vincent Van Gogh. I might not be Picasso. But my name is Kas the Bestie. That's who I am. I'm Kas the Bestie. I don't try to be anybody but myself. And I do appreciate you guys so much for tapping in with me. Like, thank you for looking at all my art. I have put up some new songs on SoundCloud. So if you want to go and check those out, Kas the Bestie. I leave all my old stuff up. Excuse me. We call those spiritual burps. I leave all my old things up on SoundCloud and on my profiles because I'm not ashamed of anything. Anything that I've been through, I'm not ashamed of. Anything that I've said out my mouth, any type of person that I used to be, I'm not ashamed of that because that's what happens when you grow. I'm actually proud to say that I've grown from being a person who I used to be very, very, like, I used to be toxic. I used to be a karmic person. Like, I used to be ready to repeat a lesson. Because it's like, yes, you know, when you don't learn your lesson, you repeat it again. And, you know, you get to a point where you get sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired. And that's the point you have to reach sometimes. for you to recognize who you are. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. Hold on, holiday. Can't just get to him like that. You gotta get that what first. Like you can't just step into you being who you are as being somebody you're not. You can't just be ashamed of who you used to be either. Because who you used to be and who you are now is like, that's the contrast was needed. That's how you see the maturity. If you buy wine and it doesn't tell you what year it was born, if you buy wine and it doesn't tell you what year they created it and they just tell you it's mature, they can say any wine is mature. They can say it is, but without the proof, hey, they will never know. They will never know. So, oh, but today is such a beautiful day. It's so nice, and I hope that you guys are having a beautiful day. If you are catching this on the recap on YouTube, thank you guys so much for tapping in with me. I love you guys. If you are tapping in with me right now in the chat, if you're here in the chat, put some K's in the chat, put some hearts in the chat. Purple hearts. We like purple hearts over here. And follow me on my social media, Kas the Bestie on all platforms. That's Patreon, that's TikTok, that's Instagram, that's Facebook, that's all of the above. You'll be able to find me. And also, if you are interested in getting your one-on-one consultation, you can send me an email over to info@KASTHEBESTIE.com. We could book a consultation, see if my services are right for you. Maybe you're not ready to start the services. Maybe you're ready to just see if this is something for you. So send me an email. We can set that up. If you are ready for the services, I have my emergency meeting that you can call at any time, and we can set that up. That's by Zoom or by a video call, so that we can see each other and then we can help. Well, I can help you get through any problems that you're having in the moment. Anything that you need some unbiased help, anything that's keeping you feeling stuck or trapped. We don't do stuck or trapped over here. I am an escape artist. I am the escape queen. Escape queen. They're not going to keep you stuck in anywhere except jail. I can't get you out of jail. I'm not a lawyer. I can't get you out of jail. However, if it's something that is within you, that you need help expressing yourself, you need help so that you can get past a certain part in your life, I'm 100% here for you. I can help you with that. In addition to that, I have my Angel in Disguise program. This program is a 3-month program where you get one-on-one help with me, your girl Kas the Bestie, and I can help you overcome challenges so that you can grow and become the person that you want, or so that you can actually get towards your highest timeline. And this is not an easy process. So if you're not ready, don't even try to tap in, because this is something for people who are completely ready to change. These are for people who are completely ready to grow, to become a better version of themselves, to become the best version of themselves. And yes, we are amazing as we are in our forms right now. We should always be grateful for who we are in the moment. But there's always room for improvement. There's always room for you to see that there's more for your life, that there's more happiness that just hasn't been experienced. There's more love that can be experienced. And it all takes time. And it's just, sometimes we have to figure out what it is that needs to be fixed. Sometimes we need to heal. Sometimes we need new experiences, new environments. Sometimes it's just the fact that there are perspectives that we have that are just no longer conducive to the future that we're trying to build. So it's all of us taking a look at that together. So thank you guys so much for tapping in with me to get today. And yeah, I don't think I missed anything. But if you are catching this, like, subscribe, share to all your friends so that they can get this good gem, so you can get this information as well. So you guys can also follow me so that you can grow yourself. This path is not easy. It's a path that is an unknown path, because people will typically walk the path and be like, oh my God, I found it, bye. But me, I'm here so I can bring you guys along with me, so you guys can understand that you can be whatever you want. You just have to be able to be willing to go and get it. So thank you guys so much for tapping in with your girl, Kas the Bestie. And I will see you guys very, very, very soon.